Tom, the school bully, slapped my popular girlfriend Lucy on the butt in front of the whole class. I didn't hit him, I just turned and walked away. But Lucy ran over and called me a coward. Facing her accusation, I just gave a careless smile. You fake little angel, do you think this is still my last life? In my last life, I rushed over and beat Tom up for her. But she went around telling everyone I was a simp, and even teamed up with Tom to report me to the teacher. Not only did I get punished, I also missed the turning point that could have changed my future in the college entrance exam. The funniest part? After high school, she actually got together with Tom. They even got married. Now that I've been reborn, why would I ruin my reputation and future for you again? At that moment in the teacher's office, I almost laughed listening to their story. In my last life, I tried hard to fight back, but I failed every time. At first, I couldn't understand why the teacher never believed me. But later, I finally realized this so-called questioning was just for show from the start. Tom was the dean's son, and the homeroom teacher definitely knew that. So no matter how much I explained, it was useless. Tom wouldn't be punished, and Lucy wasn't on my side at all. I understand. You two can go back first. Sure enough, after getting Lucy's answer, the homeroom teacher Mike nodded right away. Jack, what am I supposed to say to you? Your grades aren't bad. How could you mess up at such a critical point in senior year? Even if you like Lucy, you could wait until after graduation to chase her. But hitting someone like that is wrong. Do you understand? The punishment has already been decided. Write a 1,500-word apology, and the school will issue a public disciplinary notice. There are only about 100 days left before the exam. Don't let this ruin your future. I replied with a blank face. I refuse. Hearing that, Mike instantly lost his temper. He widened his eyes and said, What did you say? You refuse? Do you even know how serious your mistake is? Fighting is wrong to begin with, and especially at such a crucial time before the exam. You're lucky his parents aren't holding you responsible. And let me tell you, whether you write that apology or not, you're still getting punished. If you refuse to admit your mistake, I'll have to call your parents. At that moment, I smiled. Then Mike opened the student parent records on his computer, found my mother's phone number, and called her directly. Honestly, I really didn't care. Compared with all the humiliation I endured in my last life, and even bombing the college entrance exam, that was what truly let my parents down. Now nothing could stop me anymore. No matter what you say, I will never apologize for something I didn't do. Same sentence, I did nothing wrong. You know the truth better than anyone, teacher. Punish me or don't. I don't care. After saying that, I turned around and walked straight out of the office. What a joke, I'm a reborn man. You think I'm scared of this? Since I've been reborn back to senior year, I will never bow my head and admit fault again. And back then, failing the exam hit me hard. Now I still remember those exam questions clearly. I swear I'll take back every bit of glory that belongs to me. When I returned to class, the whole room exploded. How did it go? How did it go? A few classmates I was close with immediately gathered around and asked me what happened. I smiled and said, What else? They want me to write an apology, take the punishment, and get criticized in front of the whole school. But I told the teacher I won't write it. After saying that, I sat down, took out my books, and got ready to review properly. Beside me, Jerry gave me a thumbs up and laughed. Badass. You said you wouldn't write it? What did the teacher say? I laughed casually and said, He's calling my parents. But when Lucy heard that, she suddenly got nervous. She immediately came over and pulled me out into the hallway. Lucy started persuading me with concern. How could you refuse the teacher's request? If you don't write the apology and this gets bigger, what are we supposed to do? I know I lied, and you're definitely mad. I'm sorry. I didn't want this either. But think about it. Instead of both of us getting punished, isn't it better if only you get punished? Would you only be happy if I got punished too? Lucy put on a pitiful, pleading look, hoping she could convince me to take the blame. In my last life, it was because of her persuasion that I ended up carrying everything alone. I became a total fool. But this time, how could I make the same mistake again? What if I still refuse? And didn't you say you don't like Tom? Then why are you helping him? Lucy hurried to explain. I'm not helping him. I just don't want this to get too complicated. If you don't want to write the apology, I can write it for you. Just admit your mistake to the teacher, and this will be over. Do we really have to call everyone's parents? Lucy couldn't help grabbing my arm, her eyes full of pleading. She said pitifully, Please, I really don't want my parents to know. Help me this once, I can promise you something. I smiled along with her and asked, Promise me what? Lucy bit her lip and mumbled, Don't you like me? I can give you a chance to chase me. I laughed right away. Sorry, you can save that chance for someone else. After saying that, I turned and went back into the classroom. I was blind in my last life. Do I have to stay blind in this one too? Besides, if I'm going after someone, it'll be my real dream girl. Who would choose a fake innocent girl like you? Suddenly my eyes lit up. At this time, that girl should still be getting bullied at the school next door, right? Not long after, the homeroom teacher called me back to the office. Seeing Mom look at me with mixed emotions, it was obvious she hadn't expected this. Her child had actually gotten into a fight over puppy love. After all, for so long, I had always been obedient, well-behaved, and excellent in school. I've already told your mother what happened. Explain it to her yourself. My mom, Anna, sighed and pulled me to a corner of the office to ask me what was going on. Mom, here's what happened. I leaned close to Mom's ear and quietly explained everything. In the end, I took out my phone and opened the message Lucy had sent me. Mom was furious. After all this, her son had been falsely accused, Anna said angrily. How could that girl lie like this? Mom immediately handed the phone to Mike and argued back. My son really wasn't lying about this, and he didn't go there because he saw a social media post. This female classmate said she was being harassed, and my son stepped in because he couldn't just watch. Mike's eyes widened too. He hadn't expected there to be chat records like this. But he immediately gritted his teeth and said, it was wrong for her to lie, sure, but Jack hitting someone is also a fact, and the person he hit is a sports student. If his hands or feet got injured, wouldn't that delay his exams? Then Mike started lecturing me again. Jack, I'm only asking you to reflect on your mistake of hitting someone. No matter what, you can't hit people, right? Lucy lied. And I'll definitely educate her too. But putting that aside, you were still wrong, weren't you? I smiled and replied, ha ha ha, putting that aside? That's amazing. Who would have thought a teacher could say something like that? Teacher, putting the facts aside, is it possible I'm the first emperor of China? The fault was theirs from the start. Why am I the only one being punished? How about all three of us get punished and publicly called out? I don't care. Mike was furious. Look at this kid. He made a mistake, but he has no attitude of admitting it. He even dares to talk back to me. I don't think a 1,500-word apology is enough. You need to write at least 3,000 words, and the whole school will be notified and criticize you. You show no remorse at all. But I smiled and shot back, Teacher, Tom definitely won't get publicly punished, right? Are you sure you're fit to be a teacher? Hearing this, the homeroom teacher stood up and shouted, Jack, now you even dare to insult a teacher? Mike criticized me in front of the parent beside him. You saw that, right? This is his attitude. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Let's go straight to the dean's office. What's the point of going to the dean's office? You think I don't know Tom is the dean's son? Would he let his own son suffer? The moment I said that, everything blew up. Half an hour later in the dean's office, Director John scolded us with a stern face. I already know what was said in the teacher's office. You're Jack's parent, right? Let's not talk about who's right or wrong first. Let's talk about attitude. He even talked back to his teacher and made his homeroom teacher so angry his heart felt uncomfortable. Is that acceptable? And what was that about me not letting my son suffer? If my son made a mistake, I'd criticize him, scold him, and hit him just the same. I'll beat that brat when I get home. But let me say this first. Jack must apologize to the teacher, and he must read a 3,000-word apology in front of the whole school. This situation is already extremely serious. If he can't recognize his mistake and change himself, then our school can't teach him anymore. Hearing that last sentence, Mom, Anna, immediately became worried. Director, what do you mean? Are you trying to expel my son? He's already a senior. Director John sat there and snapped impatiently. Look at him. He doesn't even respect his teachers and says things like, not fit to be a teacher. A student like this? How are we supposed to teach him? It's not that we don't want to. We're truly powerless here. Mom, Anna explained, I know my child can be a little stubborn, but before she could finish, I suddenly blurted out, Mom, it's not a big deal. If it doesn't work, I'll transfer. I'm tired of number 1 high anyway. No 2 high next door isn't bad either. Director John was so angry he almost lost it. He pointed at me and cursed. Look at him, Jack's mother. I'm giving him one last chance. Either he seriously reflects on his mistakes, or he drops out. I laughed. Then I won't go to this garbage number 1 high anymore. After the news spread, the whole class exploded. Are you crazy? Transferring? Transferring now? What about your exam? Just write the apology and admit your mistake. A few classmates I was close with all came over to persuade me. After all, the college entrance exam could decide a person's future. The homeroom teacher just told me that if you're willing to write a 3,000-word apology, accept the punishment, and apologize to him, this will be over. Otherwise, our class won't even have chemistry class, David said speechlessly. Exactly. Fine. You got punished for fighting. But why drag us into it? Can't you just apologize? Why does the whole class have to miss class because of you? Lucy already said the teacher wasn't even angry anymore, but you just had to argue with him, and now you're getting Lucy punished too. Wasn't it enough for you alone to get punished? Now Lucy's parents have been called too. Are you happy? Look, Lucy's crying. She said her parents are already on their way to school. Are you even a man? How can you make a girl cry? Right then, everyone suddenly went quiet. Vice Principal Henry coughed twice and spoke. Who's Jack? Come out. The students all looked at me with complicated expressions. Then I went out into the hallway to speak with Vice Principal Henry alone. I thought he was here to negotiate nicely, but instead, he went off on me. He said that even if the teacher wronged me, I still couldn't criticize the teacher, and asked if I thought I was special just because my grades were decent. Then he shouted, no. 1 high doesn't need students like you. If you don't want to study here, then don't. I answered with a blank face, okay. Vice Principal Henry was so furious he could barely breathe. It was truly his first time meeting such a troublesome student, so he cursed directly. Then drop out. At that moment, Lucy's parents finally arrived. But instead of criticizing their daughter first, they immediately tried to clear her of any responsibility. Then her father pointed at me with a cold face and said, who do you think you are? How dare you say our child lied? Teacher, if you ask me, this kid should be moved. We can't let him stay in the same class as our Lucy. I think he's been harassing Lucy too. When my mom heard that, she was furious and was about to argue back, but I spoke first. I'll drop out, Mom, don't worry.